Everybody, guess what? It's Friday, and we're here to talk about something you're probably thinking about. Holidays around the corner. Should I go work out? Mark's going to tell us here. He's with Body Fit Training, just opened a Hill Center in Brentwood. How's it going today?
It is going great. Yeah, we just opened, and nothing better than the holidays approaching to get people motivated to get into the gym.
Yeah, you're thinking, man, I just need to lose those 5 pounds
Yeah,
before
well, I
that
mean,
party.
like if you're me, you're planning on putting on at least 5 in the upcoming months. So it's sort of like prehab. You're ready. You're gonna start the fire so you can incinerate whatever I do the next few months.
There you go. Yes, I've heard that. There's different statistics going around. Every year it comes out around this time from October to January. The average person will gain 5 to 10 pounds because, parties and candy and all kinds of things.
And it starts like my wife likes to say this. It starts at Halloween. You just start with all the candy during that time, which I can resist all that. I have no problem not eating candy, but it's always around. It's always in the house.
Yes.
And then from there, it leads into Thanksgiving. And that's where I usually do the bulk of my damage is in that week. And I cook enough on Thanksgiving so I can eat it at least through the following Thursday. So, and then it's just Christmas party after Christmas party after Christmas party and New Year's. And then it doesn't even stop there because you get the New Year's resolution people in January, but it really kind of goes through Valentine's Day. And then after Valentine's Day, people are like, all right, spring's approaching. Now I got to try to.
Spring break's around the corner. That beach trip is around the corner.
Yeah.
So
I like to live like at our grand opening. We had Five Daughters Bakery donuts here. We had we don't really shy away from, because I definitely believe in balance, and I love to eat what I want to eat, but I also know that I have to work a little harder if I do eat certain things. So I don't really shy away from a lot of things, but I do like to work out. So that's obviously why I bought Body Fit Training to Brentwood, is because I loved the concept of what the workout is, but it was just a replication of what I do in my garage, but in a group atmosphere. And I have, highly qualified personal trainers to help me, which I haven't had in years. I mean, I've worked out on my own for 15 years and developed some nasty habits that I didn't even know I had until you get in here with trainers and they can actually correct you while you're working out. So.
Yeah, that is the thing. I mean, there's lots of places where you can walk in, do your own workouts. They've got all the equipment. But if you don't have someone there correcting your form, or maybe you're doing something not like the right way, or you're using too much weight or not enough weight, that can really mess you up.
It can, and that's typically what we see a lot of times is, with like we have really heavy dumbbells in here, really heavy kettlebells, and then a lot of weight for the barbells, and people want to go up too quickly. They want to get lifting heavy weight as opposed to learning the fundamentals first. And then, because if you don't do it correctly from the beginning, your ceiling is, here. But if you learn the fundamentals, then it's wherever you want it to be. And all of that's why we're, at BFT, you have to have 2 years of experience as a personal trainer, because in here it's about it's about the group atmosphere in the community, but it's also about the instruction that you're getting. So we have a 1 to 12 trainer to member ratio. So for every 12 people that's in here, we'll have a trainer. So, and there's moves that we do where, they'll be focusing mainly on those moves because those are the more critical movements that we're doing. But you're finding as this has gone on, you found that, a lot of people have done a lot of this stuff before, but haven't been coached on it before. So you see, oh yeah, I've done the kettlebell swing. I've done that a bunch. But when they do it, then you realize, oh, they've done it in a group atmosphere with there's not been a PT there to really coach them in their form so they can really use the muscles they're supposed to be using and get the benefit from the exercise.
Right. So tell me about the programs you offer. You mentioned group classes. How does that work? And what are we doing? I see a lot of weights behind you. It looks like you've
Yeah. So we have it's 14 different workouts that have been BFT started in Australia over there. There's about 280 to 300 of them over there. So it's a big name brand over there. So everyone knows BFT. Here, we're just getting started. We were the 10th franchise to open. I think as we speak right now, there's 17 open throughout the country. I think they're supposed to have about 35 to 40 before the end of the year. So they're going everywhere. So it is growing, and it will become that over here. It's just going to take a little time, but 14 different workouts, and it's usually done in 8 to 10 week blocks. So you'll cycle through these programs every day. You come in here, like today was called strength endurance class, and it's a combination of strength and conditioning. And the program just kind of ebbs and flows like this. So it's designed for you to come 6 days a week, 50-minute workouts. Heart rate technology is probably one of the biggest things that separates us from everyone else in this group fitness space. That and the racks, the barbell racks. So wearing a heart rate monitor in these classes, and really we're trying to get people to not just be able to get their heart rate up to a certain point, but we want to see them actively bring it back down. So the better shape you get into when you're up in the 90% range, we're going to bring you back down into the 70% range. And you have to learn to control your breathing while you're doing the exercises. So we have strictly strength days. Usually twice a week, there's a day where you're coming in and you're doing 4 main lifts. So you're squatting, deadlift, split squats, anything like that. That's a lower body or upper body day. So you'll have a strictly strength day. And then usually it's followed by a pretty high intensity HIIT class where it's not HIIT in the traditional way where you're just constantly just pinging around on a treadmill or everything. You bounce through about usually 12 different exercises in here, from ski ergs to assault bikes, to, we have a turf track. So you'll be doing sprints up and down the turf track, kettlebell swings. It's a conditioning workout, not as opposed to traditional cardio.
Right.
So every day builds off the day before. And each time this workout comes around, it'll be a more advanced version of it each time it comes around. So over the course of the 8 to 10 week period, you'll probably see that certain workout 5 or 6 times. And each time it'll have a different prescription for it, whether it be the time or the intensity. And so each time you're getting better and better and better at it. And now that we just ended our first one, tomorrow is the last day of this block. We start a brand new block where we'll have all new workouts and all new exercises in it. So you get a little bit of a deload for the first couple of weeks because the workouts aren't as intense, and then they just build and build and build over the course of that time. So really, this, because of the 50 minutes, it's designed for you to be able to come 6 days a week. Most people, we have a lot of people that come 5, some that come 6, but I'd say 4 to 5 is probably the average right now. And it's doable. I'm 46 years old, and I did all but one class over this 9-week block. And every day that I left, some days were harder than others, but I always had something in the tank so that I knew that I could come back the next day and I was ready to go. I wasn't completely blasted from this day, but I got a really good workout in.
Yeah. I've been to some of those workouts where at the end you're just laying on the floor.
Right. Yeah. And there are, I'm not saying there's not going to be days like that. There are going to be days like that, but the next day had that day in mind. So when you show up the next day, you're going to be like, oh, but you're going to get here and you're like, oh, okay. Because now I'm using a totally different energy system today than I did yesterday. So even though my body's not ready to do what I did yesterday, it can do what we're trying to do today.
Yeah. So tell people how they can sign up. Do they sign up for the 9-week block? Because you've mentioned that several times. Yeah.
So you don't sign up for the 9-week block. We're a kind of this traditional membership system. We have an unlimited membership, which is by far the most popular one, because financially it's discounted. So we also have a 5, an 8, and a 12 pack. So the 5's based off basically showing up 1 time a week. The 8's twice a week, and then the 12 is 3 times a week. The 12 right now, the 12 pack is more expensive than the unlimited, so it really doesn't make any sense. But you can do it. You can go either, but what we're trying to do here is we're trying to not just establish, hey, come get a workout. We're trying to get people involved in the program and get the consistency from people so that they're, you get in the habit, because a lot of times workout is people think of it as the disposable part of your day. Like, oh, I didn't have time to work out today. I hear this a lot, that I didn't have enough time. I can't fit it into my schedule. And if people really analyze it, it's usually one of those things that they're just like, well, there's other things I want to do more than I want to do that. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to say, hey, I can commit 50 minutes. 50 minutes is nothing. And to build habits. If you show up to something 6 times in a row, now you're like, oh, now it's part of my day. It's like brushing my teeth. I'm going to the gym. So yeah, that's so we have, I'd say unlimited of our members. I'd say that's probably 85 to 90% of our members are unlimited. And right now it's our unlimited is 191. I think right behind that is the 8-pack, which is twice a week, which is 169. So, really trying to steer people in the direction of, because again, it's not necessarily about the workout, because you can't come here really say, I want to come here on Monday and Thursday every week. You're not going to get the same workout every Monday and Thursday because of the way the program's designed. You may be here on Monday and it's a strength day. The next time it might be a HIIT class, and the next Monday it might be shred. You can't, there's not consistency in the days of the week, and it's intentional because you're building each time, you're building off of something, and it's trying to take you through an intentional up and down that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Right. Wow. Okay. So we can sign up, do the unlimited. It sounds like your best deal. Tell me what people have said so far, since the people are just finishing up. Those unlimited people have been coming for the first 9 weeks.
I think one of the greatest things is what, like right now our membership is growing every week. We're growing membership wise, but I think the greatest compliment right now is our retention is like 99.5%. Everyone's sticking around and they're showing up. We don't have, might be a few people that are coming, once or twice a week. Most of our people, when you come in here, they all know each other now. They're all laughing and having a good time together because they spent the last 9 weeks in the same classes together. Everybody's showing up. And we have an eVolt body scanner in here. And the beginning of the blocks, we always encourage people to do a body scan and establish a baseline. This is where I am, and set a goal for that block. So, the eVolt scanner, just there's a bunch of different companies out there that do this, but we use eVolt, and it calculates, your fat mass, your lean body mass, and then it gives you a calorie prescription, and basically some generic, but not unhelpful diet advice on how many calories to take and where to get those calories from. But it analyzes your whole body from head to toe. It tells you how much you're carrying in your trunk, each arm, each leg. So you can analyze that and say, okay, I'm 20% body fat, and I'd like to get that down to 15. Well, you're probably not going to do that in one block, but what you will see, and I've seen this with a lot of people, is if you have people that are really concerned about scales, and they're really concerned about, well, I weigh 150 pounds and I want to get down to 140. When you're doing this program in here, with the amount of strength work that we're doing and the conditioning, and I say conditioning because a lot of it is short bursts of high intensity. So more like like a sprinter as opposed to a marathon runner. You're going to build lean muscle, which, muscle is denser than fat. So you can actually get on that scale and say, I weigh 150 and I want to be 140. And at the end of this 9-week block, you'd be like, I weigh 142 pounds. How's that? Like, this program didn't work. Well, but my clothes fit better, and I like the way I look. I like the way I feel. And what's happened is you've put on lean muscle mass and you've lost fat. So you've put on pounds but you feel better, you look better. So that's what people really have to understand is this the scale really does not mean anything unless you just
Yeah.
like to say, I weigh 110 pounds. You know, if you just like to say that. Because I mean, I've seen it's all how you carry the weight in your body composition. And that's what I think that's what I'm watching a lot of people in here that are just getting some people that have never worked out before a day in their life. They come in here and they're very intimidated by what they see. And now that they've been here for 9 weeks, they feel like the progress that those people have made, the confidence that they now have in themselves that, you know, I couldn't even hardly get on the bike when I started here. And now I'm just cranking it out on it. You know, they've progressed that much in that short period of time.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a big deal. Well, tell everybody where they can find the website, they can sign up and come check it out.
Yeah. So, and right now we're doing a 7 for 7 deal here where you can come, you spend $7 and you can come for 7 days to really experience what BFT is. So, and if you want to do that, you can do it directly on our microsite, which is bodyfittraining.com/locations/Brentwood. Everything has a link on it on social media. It's BFT_Brentwood. You can go there and there's links to either the sign up page or microsite so you can check out videos and there's a ton of information on our Instagram page.
Hey, well, it's been great checking in with you. Looks like it's you guys are having a lot of fun there, getting working out.
We are. I have not been disappointed.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. You guys go check it out. We'll put the link in the comments so you can go check out that special. All right. We'll see you soon.
Excellent. Thank you, Donna.